All right, so I'm going to go over how to use Canvas. If you're on some of the older computers, it looks like this. It's orange. The newer computers just come into Start and type in Canvas, and it will come up as Canvas 15. So Canvas X or Canvas 15. My computer is Canvas. There, 1 second. My computer is Canvas 15. So as I go into Canvas 15, I give it a second to load. Everything I do in Canvas is a illustration. So if I do an illustration, if you click something and your page comes up blank, you'll have to hit File, New, and then it'll say Illustration and OK. And what the illustration does, as this clicks open a new one, because I opened up a new file, what an illustration does is it sets the letter, the size of paper to an actual letter. So 8.5 inches is 8.5 inches wide, and 11 inches is 11 inches right here. That's what a normal sheet of printer paper is. You can switch it. If I wanted to make it like landscape or sideways, I can put 11 by 8.5, and it would just switch it down here in the lower left corner. I can zoom out. I can zoom back in. I could go really close. I could zoom out. So here are a couple tools on top. This is my toolbox. If I lose my toolbox, I can go to Window, Toolbox, and Show Toolbox. This is the selection tool. The selection tool looks like I'm drawing or grabbing something, but it's not drawing anything. It's only used to, it's literally used to select objects. So I can use this whole top here. If I X out of it, every time I click on an object, I can click the little question mark and it'll say, this is how you use this object. Okay, so I'm only going to show you how to use about 8 different tools in here. If you want to use anything else, just look how to use it and play around with it. This is the line tool. The line tool, when I click into it, there's a bunch of different options. And then this is how I choose the thickness of the line. No pen means it would be thin. And then it just gets thicker. So we'll choose whatever the 8 point is. This is if I wanted dashes on it. This would be if I wanted like dots or anything on there. We're going to say nothing right now. And this is my line color. So I can just click and draw, and there's my line. If I wanted to make it dotted, I could click on the line tool up here. I say I want it to look like this, and then I drag it, and now I have dashed or dotted lines. I can click one of these other ones here, just different tools. Now, if I want to delete them, I go to my selection tool. I click on the objects that I no longer want, and I delete. Now, something cool with the line tool is say I want to create like a border around the edge. So I'm making a thicker line, create a green border. And I want to draw a perfectly straight line, but I just can't make it straight. I hold down Shift, and then you can kind of see it automatically kicks it over, and I let go. Same thing if I want to go here. If I can't quite get it straight, Shift, and it automatically kicks it down. It does the same thing for a diagonal line, and then it kicks it in there. Okay. If I make a line thicker than I want, I can click on the line, I can go back, and I can change the thickness of the line. Okay. Next, I have my rectangle tool. So that is the tool below my line tool. Inside my rectangle tool, I have a rectangle. I have a rounded edges rectangle. We have whatever this guy is. Oh, let's change my inside color. That will change everything. I got a cube. I have to go back and change these colors. Inside the arrow, there's different arrows. There's clouds. I can type inside of there. Little ribbons. I can type inside of there. Okay. So one thing I'm going to go back and show you is how there's these green outline lines and then the purple on the inside. I'm going to change them to a thinner line. So this is the color of the outside of my project, and then this will be the inside. So outside, inside, I grab my rectangle and I draw it. So the red is the outside of the line, and then the green is the inside. If I wanted no outline, I would just hit no pen. If I wanted a super thick outline, I can make it super thick. If I wanted to change my inside, I click on it, I come back here, and I change my inside color. If I wanted to have a perfectly square rectangle, or perfectly square, I should say, I click the rectangle tool, I hold down shift, and then it automatically kicks it to be perfect. Same thing applies to my circle tool. Circle, this is the thickness of the line. This is my line color. And then this is my inside color. There it is. A little purple and mustard. If I want it to be perfectly circle, I hit shift. It automatically kicks it there. A couple different tools within there that you can use and play around with. Okay, next. I have my paintbrush tool. Inside my paintbrush, up here, I have the ability to change it. These are the sizes. If I want it to be a solid color, here, solid. This makes it look more like a spray paint. And then on bottom, oval, square, whatever. Okay, so that's the paintbrush. The top color here is to be your paintbrush color. If you want, you can, we'll go back to paintbrush here. There's a couple different things. I'm going to make it the biggest circle. And so this says fade in size. So as I draw it, it kind of fades as my size goes. You can fade in opacity, which means that it just gets more see-through as I draw. So I showed in class, there's a famous company that might look like this here. We're going to fade in size, and then it looks like this, this, and this. And there's that famous energy drink company that has those three lines that fade like that. Okay, so that would be how you would use that. It doesn't look that clean to fill something in, but we can use it. Next in here, I'm going to use the wand tool and the lasso tool. Wand tool first, I'm going to go into, I'm going to search up and grab a giraffe. Giraffe images. So to get an image, you just, whatever image you want, right click, copy image. Come on down here. Make sure my selection tool is selected. Right click, paste. If the picture is like super, super big and you can't see anything, then you would zoom out. Make it smaller, put it in there, and then I can zoom back in. I'm going to make it even smaller just so it's not so fuzzy. Now, the paintbrush wand tool, we're going to say we want to make the spots on our giraffe purple. So with the wand tool, I'm going to click on the different pieces and I'm just pulling them out. So we're making a little purple giraffe here. And I'm just grabbing these pieces and just throwing them off to the side. Here we go, here we go, here we go. Once I have everything purple, now I'm going to show you the other tool, which is the lasso tool. Lasso, and right here, this has to be done in this exact order. If it is not, it will not work. So I want to keep my purple giraffe's body. So I am going to outline my purple giraffe here, and you guys can take your time and do it better. Once it's highlighted and spins around like that, I'm going to right click and hit cut. The very next thing I do is click on my selection tool and then how it highlights my giraffe. Now I say, I'm done with you, and I hit delete. I'm going to hit right click and paste, and now I have my giraffe. Next, we'll grab a lion. So we'll grab this here, roaring lion, click on it, right click, copy image, come into canvas, make sure my selection tool is selected, right click, paste. Lion's pretty big, shrink it down. I want to cut out my lion's head. Paintbrush, lasso. We'll try and keep the lion's mane here. Boom, right click, cut, selection tool, delete, right click, paste. Now I have a problem. I have my giraffe's head going one way and my lion's head going the other way. To get them in the same direction, I would click my lion's head. Up here, effects, flip, horizontal, and that would turn my lion's head in the opposite direction. and then my lion kind of fits a little better. If my body was in front of my lion's head and that wasn't what I wanted, I could click on my lion's head. I can right click on it and say arrange and bring to front. And that would bring my lion's head in front. So once again, if you want to cut something, like right now, I don't want to cut I'll just take the lion's head, paintbrush, lasso, grab what you want, right click, cut, selection tool, delete, right click, paste. And now I want to flip it, effects, flip, horizontal. And now I have what looks like a yawning lion, even though we know it's not. And I would shrink it a little bit more to make sure it fits. And there's my giraffe lion combo. Next is the text box tool. Text box tool, as big as you make this square, is the size of that I could type. So if I only make my text box tool that big, I won't be able to type. If I want to make it, I can make a big text box, and then it works just like Google Docs. I choose the font, I choose the size, I choose if I want it bold, I choose my color, I choose the background color, whatever, and then you can type away. When I'm done, I can I can shrink it, I can make it bigger, all done with my selection tool. I can move it, I can twist it. I'm going to delete it and delete it. Inside the text box tool, there's this T with the line. It's called the path tool. So say I'm going to create two shapes. One, I'm going to create a line. One, I'm going to create a circle. I'm going to create a text box path tool. Click on here. And then like it follows the path of my line. I'm going to do it again down here. So if you wanted to like create, I want it to be on the outside. There it is. If I wanted to create like a certain shape or something or a text, it'll follow the line. And then when I'm done with it, I can click on my selection tool and I'm going to click on my circle and I'm going to delete that and my text stays. If I want it to be on an angle, I click on my line, I delete it, and the text stays. And I'm going to delete that. Last but not least is the curve tool, and the polygon tool is what I want. So here I have a square house. I want to create we'll create a blue roof. To create a blue roof, I go curve tool, polygon tool, and you just click in the areas that you want it to fill in. So I want it to be here. I want the point of my house to be here, and I want it to be here. When I'm done, I need to hit escape, and now it's my shape. So once again, click once, click twice, click 3 times. When I'm done, I hit escape and it's a full object. If you don't hit escape 1, 2, 3, and I go to click something else, it's going to make it all crazy. And then I'm going to have to hit escape, delete, and do it again. So polygon tool, click once, click twice, click 3 times. From there, this is what I have. Okay. The other tools in here you guys can kind of play around with. I'm going to let you kind of go as you want. There's a few extra features you can do. Click on something if you want to learn what it is. This is like the polygon tool, but it has smooth edges instead. So instead of the sharp edges, if I wanted to create a rounded roof, I could do that. That's it. Just creates rounded edges off of my point. The polygon tool, if I wanted to create maybe like a red sky, I could click on my polygon tool here. And I would say I want this, 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 and just click on all the points that I want to fill in with red. And there you go. Escape, I'm done, and there it is. Okay, that is our quick tutorial on Canvas for our tools. For those of you that missed or were absent, or here we go. All right.